I almost beat the timer to finish my breakfast, but I have like a tiny piece more of bagel, so hang on like just a sec. I was so close. I know I was gonna be hungry if I decided to try and like have breakfast after the stream. And I had like 7 minutes. I was like, I can do that. I almost did it. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Check out my Void Elf. She's level 108. She's level 108. She's almost 110. I figure I'll probably end up getting her 110 today just because I've been doing invasions whenever they're up and it's like a reasonable hour of the day to be doing them. And, there's one today at like lunchtime, so I can do that, and I figure that'll probably get her really close. So, pretty excited about that. She's, yeah, I think I have like a good amount of Dauntless gear available, like stashed in my bank, so that I can sort of get her set up right away. Or at least get her started. Friday's stream, unless I think of something better, will probably be Void Elf gearing, like the beginning of getting her a little bit caught up. She's not going to be super caught up. But, you know, we can take her to Argus and die to some Argus mobs. She's looking amazing. Aw, thank you. I redid her Mog. I decided, you know, I've gotten a bunch of levels. I have some new transmog available, and I'm gonna put some of it on. So, it looks like a set, but it's not. I have mixed and matched a different helmet, robe, shoulders. Obviously, the dagger's like artifact, but like the belt isn't from that set either. Like, there's just a lot of purple gear in the game, which is pretty cool. Stop playing WoW and Lich King just got back here. Super helpful. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. What's up, Kelby? Your hair is looking very magical today. Why, thank you. Thank you. We redid the color, and by we, I guess it was kind of we. I got my husband to help out quite a bit. Redid the color on Saturday, and, pretty pretty happy with it, although I redid it like quite a bit. I'm gonna log in and start getting to my mount run place. I redid it quite a bit lighter than I had done it last time, which was intentional because last time it was like really dark and I liked it more and more the more that it faded, so I figured this time I'll start out lighter. I did that thing where you like mix conditioner into your dye to kind of dilute it. Sorry. I shouldn't make bad jokes so quickly after having finished eating breakfast. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah. But I think I didn't mix it well enough, or maybe I just need to use their toner instead of dye to mix it, because there's at least 1 or 2 patches that are not quite the same amount of purple, but it's fine. It looks fine. Goodness. Fish cam. Yeah, we got a fish cam. So, cat cam is always going to be preferable to fish cam whenever the cat will sit still. Which she's actually doing right now, just kind of on the floor adjacent to fish cam, but I think if I adjust the camera, she's just gonna leave. So if she, like, settles down in her bed, I put her bed back on the couch, and she has been using it lately, so if she settles down in the bed, then I can move the camera, and we can have cat cam, because cats are fluffier than fish, but, you know, Cat's been kind of snubbing us lately. She's had better things to do than sit around on our stream, apparently, so, you know, whenever Cat can't be here, Fish is always gonna be here. That is Fletta. He is my brand new betta fish. I was told by the label on his little cup in the store that he was a dragon scale betta, but I have since done some research and realized that it's genetically impossible because he is blue. Something to do with the way the dragon scale gene happens means that he's not a dragon scale. He's just really shiny, but that's fine. He's my buddy. He's a very active fish. He's got like a pretty sweet setup over there. I made sure to do a bunch of research and try my best to do it properly. And he seems either really happy or real mad. Like, I think it's, no matter whether the light is on or off, I think he gets a pretty good reflection of himself off all the sides. It's a rectangular tank. It's not circular in any way, but he gets a pretty hefty amount of reflection. And I think he's just kind of trying to fight himself. I've heard that after a week or so, sometimes they'll figure it out and do that less. And he's not really, like, bumping himself against the glass. I'm not too worried. If he starts showing stress stripes or anything, then I'll get worried. We're going to start in Throne of the Four Winds and try for the Drake of the East? South? Is it? One of these days I'm going to remember what mount I'm actually trying to get. Wind. Oh, that's not any type. Wind. I have barely started my cup of tea, and that's going to be showing for a little bit here. How are you guys doing today? Wind. South wind. We need south wind. Okay. Who else comes here for the fish cam? I mean, the fish cam is brand new. I suppose you could have predicted that I would set up a fish cam if you followed me on Twitter or Instagram where I was posting pictures of my fishy. But, fish cam brand new. Am I super late? Nah, we're just getting started. We haven't even done a mount drop yet, or a mount run yet. We haven't had a mount drop in a while. Here's some good reset vibes coming your way. May you get all the mounts to drop today. Thank you. We're gonna need them. Have you ever tried the Bella Luna blue tea? It brews blue, but if you put lemon in it, it turns pink. I have never heard of that, and I'm intrigued. What type of tea is it? Like, what does it taste like? Yo, Ellipse, my hair is not pink. This is violet. There is a difference. This is a completely different color, and we are completely different people. Which is good. You don't want, everybody likes variety. So, what am I doing? I'm going to Oldham. Here we go. Should not be watching. No, don't watch and drive. It's kind of hypnotic watching Fletta, right? He doesn't really chill. He sleeps at night. Like, I make sure when I leave the office at night, the door's closed so that the cat can't watch him. The cat has been fine with him lately. She watches sometimes, but she doesn't try and do anything, but I'm keeping an eye on it. But I do make sure that, when I leave the office at night, I turn off all of the lights. I shut the blackout curtains. I turn off his overhead light. I turn off my little couch glow lights. I make sure it's completely dark in here so he has like a nice dark safe place to sleep. So hopefully at least he's charging up for his like daily frantic flapping sessions. But it's hard to not watch him. I got him set up on Saturday. The same day as I did my hair, actually. It was a long day. After I did my hair, I'd finally gotten it done. I was like, can I just go get a fish? I want a fish. So we did that on Saturday, and it's very easy to just kind of sit on the couch next to him and watch him for a while, which is something I do not have a whole lot of time for. So this is good because I can stream, and I can also kind of watch my fish. I did Una yesterday because of you. I can't stop biscuiting her. Giant Una is the best. It's pink. It's violet. And while we're at it, this teapot is green. It's not yellow. Trust. Today is a lucky day. I got 2 legendary drops. Good luck on the mouse. Thanks, Alan. Man, 2 in one day. That's a good day. That's the day. You got lucky in your Ashes of Alar. What if your cat eats the fish? Cat's not gonna eat the fish. Fish has a hood on the tank. There is a glass lid up there. So the cat would have to break into the fish tank, which is not something she's shown a lot of effort in doing. Cat would have a very hard time getting onto the shelf that the fish tank is at. There isn't really a place for her to land, and the light kind of makes it awkward for her to want to jump on top of the tank, and she never really jumps up somewhere that she hasn't fully investigated first. And also, she's just not allowed in this room unsupervised. Like, if I'm not in the room, the door is closed and the cat's not in it, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll keep an eye on them, but Kitty mostly seems to like sleeping near the fish tank, and I think it's just because she's noticed I hang out there a lot, so she just wants to be in the general area. Fishes sleep, they do. Or at least that's what Google told me. I did an awful lot of Googling. In the light it looks pink. There's a guy on a bike pulling a lawnmower on the road? That sounds dangerous. Do you raid or do you just collect things and focus on alts? I'm not raiding presently. I am part of a raiding guild. We're heroic. We clear the raids, we farm them for a while, and then after we've cleared and then farmed the raid for a while, we pretty much just like take a long break until the next raid comes out. So we recently finished our Antorus. Once we'd gotten these things, the Argus trinkets to item level 1000, we decided to call it, and we will be reconvening in BFA, maybe a little before BFA. There was some talk about maybe doing achievement runs, but I think they talk about that every expansion, and I think it never happens, but everybody will come back in the beginning of the next expansion. But until then, I have time to collect stuff and, more importantly, make YouTube videos. My cat would eat the fish. Excuse me. Greetings from the Czech Republic. Hello. Wish I could stay. It's 3 a.m. Wish I could watch you live more. Much love. No worries. There'll always be VoDs. I would love to add another stream time, because we have like the afternoon one, then we have the morning one. The other time slot that I could theoretically do one day maybe would be like a late night one, like late night Pacific time. And by late night I mean like 8 to 10. not really all that late. I want to pick up that loot that I don't need. Like, there's no world in which I need that. Did I loot it? No. Where is it? Who's head? Oh, it's all the way over there. Ugh, fine. Yeah, it's not really all that late, but I don't really know when, and until I'm not terribly caught up in videos. I didn't put anything out yesterday. I did make something that needs more editing, but should be able to go out today. But then I'm actually back to having nothing. Everything on Alpha is taking me longer to do than I think it is. I budget like a certain amount of time, and then I take the time, and I'm like, I'm not done. I need more time. Oh, I just don't move very quickly. I have the same role with my cat, but in the basement. Does this have to be heroic for it to drop? I don't believe so, no. Not for this one. Not for this one. So, where's the flippy thing? There we go. Oh, bye, cat. She's done laying by the fish tank. Fish sleep by kind of hovering near the bottom of the tank. Yeah, and I've heard that some of them like to sleep on things, like on their plants or on, near the bottom of the tank, or like on pieces of aquarium decoration or furniture or whatever. I got in that moss ball. That big green round thing is a Marimo moss ball. That's what they're called. It's a thing that I read is a good idea, and I kept looking up additional websites telling me about them to try and figure out what the catch was, because they're all like, all right, no man. They're all like, it's great. It doesn't spread algae. It'll help keep your tank a little bit clean. It'll help oxygenate the water. It looks nice. Your fish might play with it. It's super safe. It's very low maintenance. You don't have to do anything. It's just the best. And I'm thinking, well, that can't be right. There's got to be something wrong with it. But so far, so good. It's like a weird, squishy, live sponge that just kind of like hangs out in there. Okay, so we're heading to... Oh my gosh, I have not cleaned these bags in a while. This is what happens when I'm not actively playing a character, is I can't be bothered to deal with this. So they just end up... It's just awful. Alright, let's, we head back to Dollar One. Where do we go after this? Valtivar. Come on, that's usually our next stop. A later stream would watch. Watching from Germany makes it so hard with times. If I did the late night stream, I have it in my mind that the late night stream would be PvP, would be a PvP stream. So it would probably be less chat heavy. I would probably be ignoring you guys a lot more, and I would probably just be, like, queuing if I did that, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit it in. It does have to be heroic? You sure? Well, that would explain a lot if it did. I haven't gotten one. Let's see. So what else can we get rid of here? Let's make sure that we have everything BOE added to our mailing list. So not that one, but these add here. Hazel, what's your favorite mount? Probably the Lucid Nightmare lately. Probably the purple VoD unicorn. I think that's pretty much as good as it's gonna get. Definitely a favorite. Why do I have a soulbound? I think I put that on by accident. I think I equipped that completely accidentally. So I hate having all of this extra stuff in my bags. All right, so obviously the 270 stuff I can get rid of, but all right, so that I need to disenchant. You know why? It's because I'm the air quotes guild disenchanter, which is really very unfair because people don't really come to me for enchant, so I just disenchant everything and sit around with a bunch of shards. Sometimes people will ask me for stuff, but for the most part, they'll just like go to the guild bank. But it means I can never remember which things are mine and which things I'm supposed to DE. And, oh, I'm wearing my teleport ring. Oh, okay, I should probably not DE the ring that goes in the teleport ring slot. Anyways, is that enough space? It's awful. This is, where did I get that? I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need this many pet bandages, do I? Okay. Vault of Arkham, let's see if we have Wintergrasp and see if we can get ourselves a War Mammoth. My first time back since my surgery. I never do Tuesday streams, but I'm glad to be back either way. I'm glad to have you back, Kate Mocha. I hope that your recovery is going well. I just joined the stream, so you got a fish cam. This is amazing. You know, in a perfect world, I would have AI robot cameras that, you know, I'm kind of imagining them like little floating orbs that I can just like point at stuff with my mind, which would be great for cooking because then I could just kind of have them around for the cooking streams and then, you know, point them at whatever it is that I'm doing. But then I could, for the sake of these streams, I could attach one to each of my pets. So I could have one with my dog, one with my cat, and one with my fish. I guess the fish one doesn't really need to be floating because he's just kind of in a tank. But I feel like that technology is a little ways away. Hair looks pinker. I re-dyed it, so the roots have been touched up. It is a little bit lighter than before. I kind of liked the other color had a little bit more, I guess, blue in it. Like it was maybe not blue, red. I don't know. It had a little bit more like oomph in it, and I don't like. I'll try and figure it out. I'm gonna need to be re-dyeing it every 3 months or so, anyways, so I can kind of experiment to figure out what color I like best. How can I get pet charms? I need them. Any tips? New to pet battles. So step 1 is in Dalaran. Go into the pet shop, which is on your right as soon as you walk in from the flight place. And buy yourself off of Dramus there a boon of the Zookeeper. Apply that to your shoulders, and that's step 1. Step 2 is doing pet battle world quests that give you pet charms. So assuming that you've already leveled up some pets, then you can just do your best to clear those pet battles. You don't need to try and 2-pet them or anything like that. I wouldn't worry about it. Just beat the pet battles whenever they're offering you pet charms. So for example, today on North America servers, you could go do Blottus rather, and that'll give you 15. If you have alts, you can do it on alts and get 15 pet charms per character that can do it, because obviously they share all the same pets available. So I think, is that the only one? If there's one in the Broken Shore here. Yeah, so Blottus and then the Nameless Mystic. So you can get 30 pet charms today per character for doing Pet Battle World Quests, which is, I'm flying the wrong way. And if you have not leveled any pets to 25, then the thing that I recommend that you do is just chill for a bit, live your life with the Boon of the Zookeeper on. Whenever you log in, just kill stuff until you get one to drop at least, even if you're just logging in for something quick. Just like go, my favorite spot is in Valdestal. I kill all the ravens, but if you kill like 20 things or so, you're likely to get one to drop, and then the cooldown on that is actually like a timer. It's not necessarily a drop chance. So if you do it kind of whenever you're logged in, you can accumulate pet charms pretty quickly that way, and as soon as you're up to 45, which is probably like 4 logins worth of doing that, then you can buy an ultimate battle training stone off of a vendor in the pet shop. That gets your first pet up to 25, and that allows you to then either purchase more pets that are 25, or you know, get started with doing the world quests that give you more pet charms. Nice Beto, I thank you. Go to Guy Tang for your hair. I think Guy Tang is a little far away from me, and also probably way out of my price range, especially considering that I didn't really want to go to anybody for my hair. I've been cutting my own hair for 10 years, I think now. Yeah, I've been cutting my own hair for 10 years. because I'm cheap, not because I'm good at it, because I'm cheap. And also kind of I'm not afraid of hairstylists. I'm just kind of vaguely awkward in the salon. I don't know how to talk to people that I don't have anything in like, I don't know how to find out if I have anything in common with somebody that I don't know. That's like, and all right, so we do have winter dress. That's good. And I just have a hard time. They're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, It's a long story. I'm just a little bit awkward. Fish, can we try to make me hungry? You can't eat my fishy. Start hoarding charms. Hoarding charms is a good bet. You will always need more of them, especially going forward into new expansions, because it's like, if you have enough of them, it basically gets you off the hook for having to find rare versions of any wild pets, and off the hook for having to level any new pets, because if you have enough of them, you can just buy ultimate training stones for everything. Or at least for anything that's learned at level 1. Anything that's learned that's like a wild pet that you catch, I typically just try and level with leveling stones, but not the ultimate ones. Those are kind of a waste of a stone. Thanks for the super chat. What are good team healing pets? So if you have, basically, there's actually a good way to figure out what does a thing that you have. So in Warcraft pets, there is an ability filter section. So let me see if I can actually show you guys on stream. Let me get my monitor and then make a browser. Warcraft pets. Let me get this set up for a second. I think I may have just overwritten my fish game. That's fine. It's still there. So, all right. So we're on Warcraft pets, and we go to abilities, filter abilities by, and let's remove these filters, and we say we want healing. Is that what we want? Yeah, I think there's another way of saying it. Team healing. So we want team healing. So we filter that. We apply the filter. So these are the 12 pet battle abilities that do team healing. So then you can either search the names of these abilities directly in your pet journal to see which of your pets have them, or you can look them up in Wowhead. But it's the same thing. So a lot of them are shop pets. This is a really good one. That is by the Alterac Brewpup. The Blossoming Ancient is another one. Lots of deer will have bleat, and then I believe the cricket, actually. I believe I don't remember if it's any cricket or like the singing cricket specifically. Let me try and, there we go. It's either any cricket or the singing cricket, but the cricket, hang on, let me stop saying the word cricket and actually look one up. Cricket. Singing cricket. So this thing has inspiring song, and it also has, maybe that's it. I remember using that one specifically for team healing back in Celestial Tournament when you would team heal against certain bosses to try and cheese heal your team back up. Hey, I can't believe I'm watching and enjoying an Alliance streamer. We're all Azeroth nerds at heart. This is one of the things that I got from Blizzard Gear recently, and I was kind of wondering whether or not I was going to regret it, because it's pretty expensive for a pullover. It's $40 for a gray pullover sweater that is basically in the style that my mom used to wear in the 90s. I wasn't sure if it was, I knew it was going to be comfy, and I just wanted something that was kind of warm, because it's cold, it's winter. And I just went ahead and added it, and I am so glad that I did, because it's the softest thing, and it's very warm, and I think it looks pretty good. It's the perfect size on me. Lebas Ocardo, thank you very much for the super chat, donating for the sea monkey feeding stream. I like the moss ball, so I'm actually considering doing that. I've been looking into ways to raise brine shrimp to feed to my betta fish as a treat, and lots of things online are this, you could do it with sea monkeys, but why would you pay extra to get the toy branded brine shrimp eggs when you can just buy bulk brine shrimp eggs? But bulk brine shrimp eggs are kind of expensive anyways, and a sea monkey kit comes with a little thing to breed them in. I think it comes with the salt that you need. It comes with some food if you want to let them get a little bit bigger, and it comes with the little squishy thing, the little pipette thing to aerate the water, which you would have to buy all separately if you were looking to do a breeding thing. It's not something I would do all the time. I don't know if I would do it on stream. I feel like live feeding your pet might be not stream friendly. I don't really know the rules. But, yeah. Greetings up, Bill. I like the new fish. Where's the kitty? Kitty right now is on the floor, but she hasn't really been steady enough in her spot on the floor for me to move the camera onto her. She's kind of to the right of my chair right now. Refilling your cup of tea. Why, thank you. Appreciate that. My tea is actually still, like, super full. I should drink some of it before it gets cold. Void Elf is stuck near level 80. It's so much longer now. You're almost out of the woods. Once you hit 80, you can go to Pandaria. You can start flying around and collecting treasures. You can start doing Pandaria questing. It's all uphill from there. It goes so much faster after level 80. 60 to 80 is easily the worst part. Easily. Oh man, that's better. Do you use Domino's for your bars? No, I use Bartender 4, and I always have. I've never tried Domino's because I've never needed it, because Bartender has never let me down. You went from an awesome purple master of the void to a pretty pink unicorn. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I guess it's alright. Who doesn't want to be pretty? Is that a metal straw? Yeah, that is a stainless steel straw. So it's safe for hot drinks. It's basically the idea is to get the tea past my teeth a little bit faster to avoid extra tooth decay from the acidic black tea that I drink, because I have fairly easily cavitied teeth, much to my dismay, and the fact that I brush my teeth all the time forever. Let her get up in your lap. She doesn't seem to really... Did she leave again? She's not there anymore. She'll let me know when she wants up. Typically, if you see me like roll my chair back and spin it so she can get up, it's because she got up on her hind paws and tapped me on the knee with one of her paws. That's what she does. And if she doesn't do that, then she's got better plans. If she wants up, she's really good at letting me know. Okay, this is her last chance. Alright, well, no war mammoths, so we're gonna head out the door, fly over to Malagos, and see if we can't get ourselves a blue drake. Goodness. They do need like a 5 to 10% increase. I feel like they nerfed it. Yeah, no, it definitely does feel a little slow. I used to level a lot, not so much in Legion, but you know, post Kata and before this most recent nerf, I used to level an awful lot with heirlooms, and sure, it was a little fast, but that was the point, you know? I feel like if you want to slow down the leveling experience and make it more, you know, well-paced in storytelling and whatnot, the scaling was a great option, because that means that you, even if you are out-leveling a zone, you're not out-leveling it for the most part. You can stay and finish the story even if you're leveling more quickly. So that was good. And then I think that if you really want to slow things down, just slow things down, but make heirlooms more effective so that people doing it subsequent times don't have to do it at that same speed. Obviously, heirlooms still are very effective. I was doing it all with heirlooms. It was probably much slower if I had done it without them. But they could, I think they could easily raise the XP bonus from heirlooms a little bit if they're going to keep it at that level. Will you ever do an EU stream? I mean, this is kind of the EU-friendly time. This is a time that's more accessible to European viewers than the 3 p.m. streams. As far as actually playing on EU, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can fit any more streams into my week. I might be able to, but the video output might suffer, and it's already not doing great. So I would have to find a good time for it. This would be a good time for it, but Tuesday mornings is like, it's reset, you know? This is when you do the mount thing. And one of these days we're gonna get one. Eventually. Someday it has to happen. How do you like to take your tea? It very much depends on the type of tea. So if I'm drinking like a breakfasty style tea, like a strong black tea that's a little bit too bitter to take without milk, then I take it with a little bit of skim milk, no sugar, and just like that. And then for everything else, I take it straight. Some black teas, like if it's a really nice black tea, I will definitely like, oh goodness, oh well, that's fine. I'll just drink it straight. Most of my Chinese teas I drink like that, but I can get on board with a little milk in my tea sometimes. Hey Hazel, this is my first stream. Welcome to the stream, Wyatt. I hope you enjoy it. Were heirlooms not a problem with allowing classes to perform full rotations? I can't really speak for that because I've only recently leveled on a Shadow Priest, and Shadow Priest doesn't really have much of a rotation. It's more of a priority system. If you mean like if leveling with heirlooms leveled things so quickly that people didn't really learn how to use their abilities, I would say that might be true. But the extent to which people learn their class while leveling, I don't think is super applicable at endgame anyways. Because once you hit endgame, you know, you're in Legion at least, you're getting legendaries, you're getting tier set bonuses, you're getting artifact traits, you know, you're getting into different situations where you need to behave completely differently from leveling. And that's true even independently of tier set bonuses and artifact traits. Like, how you play in raids is, like, what you did while leveling isn't really going to help you much regardless, even if you had to do your whole rotation while leveling. And because a mob took longer to die doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's going to figure out what's exactly written on their class Discord unless they go looking for it. So I definitely think that there's probably a bit of a jarring transition there if you didn't get to use if you didn't need to use all that many of your buttons while leveling, and then you reach max level and all of a sudden there's all this stuff that you can do. But I don't know if that problem is super solved by having leveling function slower. I think that you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Is that what people say? I've never thrown bathwater of any kind. Hazel just got here. Any mounts yet? Not yet. A fish cam? Do people name their fish? Is that a thing? I don't know anybody who has fish. That's why I'm asking. Everybody I know names their fish. Like, if you have a fish, you name your fish. I guess if you had a lot of fish, like a whole tank full of fish, it would be harder to name them. But there's only one fish in that tank. His name is Fleta, after an Overwatch player on my favorite team. And also because it rhymes with betta. He's Fleta the betta. It's adorable. And he's a betta fish. They're very aggressive, so he can be the only one in that tank, which is why it's very easy to name him. It's not like I'm going to mix him up with anybody. Do you think they'll do more Una stuff? She needs to see more of the world. I think that they could add, like, achievements maybe that, I don't know, like, she's already got like a pretty nice dressed up setup going on. But they could add some achievements for her. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a super high priority. I feel like for extra things like that, the sense that I get, and I could be wrong, but the sense that I get is that they like to do new things rather than building on the existing thing forever, with the exception of Pepe. They like to add on to Pepe a lot. But they could add on to Una. It's definitely a route that they could go. I wouldn't mind. But they could also just kind of like have her story be basically done, because, you know, the poor girl's been through enough, and then come up with something new and cool that's kind of in that vein, but a little bit different. Did you dye your hair again? I did. I redid it on the weekend. We're going to go fight Malagos and see if he wants to give us a blue drake. Hi, I like your stream. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. I plan on going back to sleep once the stream ends, because I'm not feeling good. I hope that your nap helps. I hope so. I've had construction in my apartment all week, all week. It's only Tuesday. But this week is a construction week. They're supposed to be here today. They could be here at any minute. I'm going to have to get up and let them in at some point. They're also supposed to be here tomorrow during the baking stream, which is going to be fun. I'm kind of hoping, because it seems very unpredictable as to when they're actually in the apartment. I believe they're working on other places as well, like during the time. So maybe they won't be here. But there is a good possibility that I'm going to be making some Stormwind Commando cupcakes just like right in front of some plumbers or flooring people. They're supposed to be fixing the floor. But it means that I can't nap during the day, which is, you know, I should be getting enough sleep at night anyways. And it's actually been really good because it's forced me to think about that. I can't just like stay up late editing and then being like, oh, it's fine. I'll just like finish this in the morning, then like go back to bed. I have to get enough sleep or I'm going to be just ruined for the next day and I can't just go back to bed. So it's been really good at getting me to actually plan and make sure I'm getting 8 hours of sleep at night, but I still kind of miss afternoon naps sometimes. That's what weekends are for. Mine was Mr. Fishy, super creative. I have been calling him Fishy a little bit more than I've been calling him Fleta, but I also call my cat Cat. It's just kind of a habit. Thank you for your top 10 pet videos. I finally found an unborn Valkyr last night, and I was so excited and relieved. Congrats on your Valkyr. That's a tough one, and it's like, I think of the tough ones to get, it's the most important. It comes up in so many different strategies, and it's not always easy to just grab one, so that's a big relief to have one done. Fighting fish? Mm-hmm. Can you save Dragon Soul? I run ICC in 11 tunes. I could save Dragon. Yeah, you can. One can. Similarly to the way that one can do ICC. I have not because I'm very lazy. One of these days I'll set it up, but I've been saying that for like a month now. Did you know that you need at least 3 female bettas for 1 male or he will harass them to death? From what I understand, it's generally, you don't want to keep, like, you can keep female bettas together in a sorority, but you don't want to keep males with really any other betta fish unless you're trying to breed them, which is also not recommended for amateurs. You know, that's because you're gonna get like 150 fish. But you don't want to keep females with them really ever. From what I understand, I don't know. I have the one fish in like the 5-gallon tank, and I feel like that's a good amount. Like he's got a good amount of space. It should be nice and easy to keep clean. I got a siphon so I can do partial water changes. I did his first one yesterday. I'm keeping a little bit of a closer eye on his tank ammonia and nitrate levels and whatnot, just while he's getting established, because I am doing a fish in cycle. But he seems to be doing good. Is that right, buddy? That right-hand side of the tank is the one that is closest to me, and he seems to like to sit there and like either he's either watching what I'm doing, or he's trying to fight me. It's one of those two things. Like, he either likes me, or he just wants to go. I didn't get it, man. But, I mean, I suppose either one is good, you know? Aggression means that they're healthy. Hazel, sup, Timmy? How are you doing? You should give them a cupcake after you're done. I don't know if I'm allowed to feed them. I haven't really offered. Maybe I should try. Which reminds me, I should probably remind you guys and remind myself of when the stream is tomorrow. I'm not done yet, by the way. We're heading to, where do we go next? Tempest Keep. Tempest Keep? Is that right? Yeah, we go to Tempest Keep. Okay. We're gonna try for Ashes of Alar. But tomorrow, I really like this phone case, but I can't recommend it because it's, like, I got a glitter case because I really liked this crane design, but I can't recommend it to any of you because it's somehow leaking the oil that, like, and I don't know, it's not leaking anywhere. I haven't found any oil, like, on my phone or anywhere, but there's a bubble that's, like, growing larger, and the back is starting to push in a little bit, so I am gonna have to get a new one that's not another glitter case because I've learned my lesson now, but it was just so sparkly. Alright, so we're gonna port to Hellfire, and then we're just gonna fly north. That's what we're gonna do. Any specific mount that you're looking for? I've kind of got a route that gives me a chance at like 5 or 6 of them, approximately. I haven't actually counted how many we're trying for. Of all of the mounts that I'm trying for, I think I would be most relieved to get Ashes of Alar. Oh, that's the wrong portal. I think I would enjoy Ashes the most, but any one of them would be fine. Did you add this chat command for Simple Armory? No, I did not. Is there a technique where you can skip straight to the Lich King and ICC? I've tried some techniques, but it doesn't work, so I do have to run. Okay, so you don't have, well, you have to do it once, basically. What you need, and I'm going to be giving advice on something that I actually haven't done, but what you need is a lockout. So, on a character, run ICC up until the Lich King. Don't kill him. And then, open up a group, find a group, apply to it on your other character, log back over and accept it, or maybe it'll be like an open accept, whatever. And then your new character accepts the lockouts. You can use the group finder to invite yourself to a group by logging over and doing it that way. And then once your new character is in the group, you enter the raid, it'll ask you to accept the lockout. Once you've accepted the lockout, you can then go straight to the Lich King and kill him. And then you can cycle your characters through like that. You can have all of the new characters get accepted to the group by the first character. From what I understand, that first character does not kill the Lich King. You can actually extend your lockout week to week so that you don't have to re-clear the raid, I think. I haven't tried it. So that first character just sits permanently at 10 of 11 or however many bosses are in there, like not having done the last one. And then every week you can just cycle through all your new characters. Same thing with Dragon Soul. Takes so long to go through. It does, yeah. That's the reason why I haven't been doing Dragon Soul or ICC on these streams. Eventually, what I'm going to do, if we actually get some of these mounts that we're trying for, is I would like to kind of convert some of the stream to doing like either a Dragon Soul or ICC, like alt runs basically, like doing the lockout thing. I'm trying to turn on game music, it's not. I need to set that up like way earlier in my stream if I'm going to have it come through. Are you making any sound? No? Oh, yeah, maybe. Loop. The game sound is working, but the music's not. Well. Yeah, so we would just basically do, like, invincible runs for probably almost the whole stream. I have so many alts that I could do. I could just park out there. I don't really play any of them. I could just run them to ICC, sit them outside the entrance, and do that. I mean, I guess I could do that for any one of these raids. I could change it from mount runs to Tempest Keep mount runs, just sit everybody out front of here. But the problem with that is that you generally want to do one raid at a time, because then you're eliminating travel time between the different raids, which would be more efficient, but it's kind of boring to sit and run the same raid like 13 times in a row. Clear up the Lich King on normal for ICC. Be careful with the glitter cases, they can leak instead of cause chemical burns. I did look up all that. This particular brand uses something that is not gonna cause chemical burns if it leaks on you. It's just oil, I believe. But you still want to stop using it if it leaks. I definitely read the news articles though. I saw the thing about the girl that like fell asleep with her phone in her pocket and now has a phone-shaped scar on her leg forever, which is unfortunate. Bettas can be housed with smaller fish, as long as the tank is 3.5 to 5 gallon. It is a 5-gallon tank. I've only ever had bettas before, aside from any goldfish that may have died when I was a very small child. But I've only ever had bettas, so I'm concerned about getting in over my head with. I'm gonna eat a little more brown tartar. I don't want to get in over my head with care that I'm not prepared for, but for now he's doing all right. The mothball seemed like a good start because I don't have to do anything with that aside from like squish it out every time I clean the tank. Good to see you live for once. Welcome, Sean. Small tetras or raiseboras. I've heard that snails can be a good companion for them. Could probably do a snail. I don't know. You got your fish? I did get a fish. I have a hard time, like, once I get into my head that I really want something, you know, you wake up in the morning on a weekend and you realize, oh wait, I'm 25. I can just go buy a fish. I don't have to ask my parents. I don't have to really, you know, I can just do some research and buy a fish. It's not that big of a deal. And the maintenance for this isn't really good. I did spend a reasonable amount of money setting him up because I made sure to get him, like, the tank that he needed that has a filter. I got some extra filter cartridges and, like, the aquarium decorations and the heater and the thermometer and, like, the net and the cleaning supplies and whatever. The water conditioner, food, all that stuff. So he's set up for now, but now after this, I think all I need to buy is, like, obviously his food, water conditioner, whenever I run out of that. Maybe, what was the other thing? Forgot. I always kill this boss. I never need to. I don't know why I do that. I guess I get it, like, I see the phoenix and I'm like, oh, give me that. That's the mount that I'm looking for. I guess I should kill this boss. It looks exactly like it. I don't even need the Mog from here. Is he gonna hatch? Is that what's going on here? Very confused. There we go. When you get leader from the offline, I'll drop, then change the raid to heroic. I see. I feel like, and I haven't done it in a while, so maybe I'm wrong. Isn't, I guess I can get extra mounts here, or pets. Isn't it pretty much about just as easy to run it on heroic as it is on normal? In end game Legion gear? I haven't done it in a while, so maybe it takes longer. But you can just do it on heroic. Not have to worry about it. Snails are great. Is that considered an exploit at all? Extend your lockout? No, that's pretty normal game stuff. Typically for exploits, you have to work a little harder. Larger tanks are more stable and easier to keep. That's kind of why I went with a 5 and not like a 3 or a 2.5. Also, I wanted him to have more room, but it's not even that big. Like, I was worried that a 5-gallon tank would be huge, and I saw it, and I'm like, that's not even all that really big. It just kind of, like, I got a little table for it that has kind of like a shelf for his stuff, and then it also has a drawer where I've been keeping my makeup because I needed a place to keep that, and it's like right by the window, and I can just kind of sit by my fish and put makeup on. And it's not really all that big. His heater, boring fish talk with Hazel. His heater it's either the heater or the thermometer though. The heater is supposed to keep the tank at 78 Fahrenheit. And either the thermometer is reading low or the heater is not quite doing enough. It's keeping it at 76. It's 2 degrees short. And like he seems fine. He seems very active. He doesn't seem to be bothered, but I really wish it would just do its job properly. I might at some point get a different heater. Snails get out of control, lay eggs, and you'll never be able to get rid of them, and they overrun the tank. Some fish eat them, though. See, that sounds scary. Let's see. I love your mug. Precious as heck. Thanks, Dylan. I'm a pretty big fan of these mugs, especially with the straw. I feel like the straw really makes the experience. Oh, dear. I should have... There we go. Thanks for the super chat, Bill. Good luck on the mount runs. Why are bettas aggressive? Because they are missing the alpha. You know, I still don't think I feel like that's still probably better than my die joke from earlier, so you're good. You lose the lockout if you run IC in a heroic. The lockout only transfers on normal. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Pond snails, they're the ones that can go out of control. Mystery snails and horned narrate snails are fine. When did the fish cam become a thing? I got the fish on Saturday. I got the fish last weekend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna like abandon all hope of I'm not gonna abandon all hope of ever having a cat cam. It's just sort of like a thing to have on when the cat doesn't want to be in here, basically. Which is still a little bit offensive to me. So I finally got her to use the bed that I was talking about in the last stream. We figured out that if we're both sitting on the couch, like eating dinner or whatever, she always tries to sit between us. So what we did was we just put the bed there. And she's like, well, I really want to be in between you guys, but this bed is kind of scary. And she eventually got into it, and she was like, oh, this is very warm, and I can become a cat puddle in here. Just like a little cat puddle. I don't know. But I haven't gotten her to get into it outside of that situation yet. Stable temp is more important than super accurate temp within reason. Alright. It does seem to be stable. By alphas, your straw made of plastic. It's stainless steel. Non-fish related, how do you take your English breakfast tea? You're a builder's man myself, but not for everyone. What does builders mean? Is that a type of tea, or is that a type of taking your tea? I take my English breakfast with skim milk, no sugar. No lemon or anything like that, no honey, just milk. Myself. Got Alar first try. Man. See, I think it would be a great one to get, because then you can stop listening to this guy. He takes so long to spit it out, you know? Just tuning in. Welcome, Amanda. Want the bacteria to build up, though? Yep. I did get him started. I got, like, this API perfect start kit that included some quick start, some stress coat, and then something else. And then I'm making sure I'm not doing full water changes. I'm doing partial water changes. His moss ball apparently should also help contribute to that. Apparently the bacteria can kind of like live in the moss ball, so that can kind of help maintain it. And then I'm keeping an eye. I've got some like a test kit that should be here, I think today, just so I can like triple check his levels, but it seems pretty good. Cats are liquids. They certainly behave like it sometimes. I have dog puddles and dog donuts. Milk and sugar is builder's tea. I see. Good luck in getting your mounts. I've been farming them too, but RNGesus has not been in my favor. Flood of the Beta is so pretty. Thank you. He's a very spirited fish. We've been getting along pretty good. I think I need to press my buttons more quickly because these guys are kind of winning right now. Oh, did I forget? I forgot to put on my staff buff that prevents this from happening. That's my bad. Oops. If I can just get like a second. There we go. There we go. If you actually click the thing, it gives you this buff that makes you immune to all of that. Typically a good idea. That's the whole reason why I put the staff on, but you know, whatever. Whoops. Can't be perfect every day. Every builder that comes around takes it that way. Easy, and the sugar keeps you going. I used to do it that way as a teenager. Milk and sugar. I actually mostly stopped the sugar because I was having problems with my teeth. Can you do a video on your noses settings? I could, I wouldn't, just because I don't think I like my noses settings. I haven't really put a lot of thought into them. I think for the most part they're like default. What do we got over here? I feel like I just dragged it into a place and called it a day. I don't know if I actually twiddled with anything. Just getting here, what other runs have you done so far? We did Throne of the Four Winds, Vault of Archivon, Malagos' raid, the Eye, and now we're here in the Eye of Eternity trying for Ashes. Doodaloo, crossing fingers! I didn't cross enough fingers. It's probably on me. Hey, let's head to, I want to go back to Stormwind. Oh, I have a cloak that'll actually help me get there. That is actually, I think, one of the only things, like, there's two things that I can think of that won't transfer, just like account-wide, from this character to my new Void Elf, because I'm not planning on race changing or anything. I'm just leveling the new Void Elf, and that new Void Elf will be my new Shadow Priest main. So, titles, transmog, pets, mounts, obviously all of that stays. That's fine. No big deal. The things that won't transfer, profession skill, which I'm not worried about at all. Reputation, vaguely worried about. Like, it's not gonna matter going forward, but for the sake of collecting reps, it's kind of annoying. But, like, mostly what I was grinding reps for was titles. Like, for example, I ground the Insane title with all of these reps for whatever. And I won't have those reps exalted on my Void Elf, but I won't need them because I can still run around with my Insane title on. Like, I keep the title, so I think that's fine. But my items, like my teleport items, you know, my Stormwind Cloak and my Dalaran Teleport Ring, those things are expensive, and those really are character-specific. There's really no getting around that. I suppose I won't really need them all that much, but I might miss that. I could race change. I could, like, just get the Heritage Armor and then race change, but I don't want to. I want to just retire my gnome. I feel like she deserves to live a long and happy life on my loading screen, looking cute in her transmog without needing to go fight anymore, you know? How did I get 2 Traveler's Backpacks? Where did this even drop from? You need the Pureblood Firehawk. What would you say the best way to find your main class is? I keep wanting to play everything. I don't know if I have a recommendation for like a good way to do it. I took years. I just played everything over the course of like 6 months each. I basically lived my life for ages with a kind of, ooh, shiny syndrome. And then I eventually picked one out of necessity because I needed to, I was joining a guild that needed me to be a thing. They didn't pick which thing, but they just needed me to stick to a thing for at least an expansion. So I would say try a lot of stuff, rule out things that you don't want, and then if you've got like 5 things that you like, I'd say just pick one and it'll grow on you. You just have to stick with it long enough for you to learn all the little things about it that you like. And I find that playing a class is always more satisfying when you become really competent at it. Like when you've had time to get good with it, that's when you really, really have fun. That's why I never seem to get quite as into alts these days, is because I've been with my Shadow Priest so long that I know how it works. And I don't like feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. I've given up on trying for the insane title. Just, I mean, if you've given up, that's totally fine. I respect that. But if you do like a little bit at a time, I find is the best way to do any like huge, overwhelming, monumental task is just forget about the whole task, but consistently doing a little bit like every day or on a regular basis is basically the way to do anything. I just gave you an endorsement on the Stormreaver Reddit guild and our alt guild. I forgot you are ally. We can all be friends. Can't wait to run a big burly Kulturan. Void Elf to Gnome and vice versa. Just race change them both over. Don't forget to re-equip your weapon. Thank you. I was absolutely about to forget. Also, there's my cloak. Which one do I wear? Do I wear that one? I've got a lot of item level. Man. I had some bizarre dreams. In one of my dreams, I dreamed that I had randomly gotten some caches, like the weekly caches, because recently I haven't been running Mythic Plus because I don't need to right now. So I haven't been getting caches, I haven't been worrying about it. But I had this dream that I had run the dungeon, so I had some caches, but that I hadn't opened them. I was like, well, what happens? What happens if you get a cache but you just don't open it? It just goes away, right? Like, it's just gone. So that was part of my nightmare, that I just didn't open my cache. Flo, thanks for the super chat for the Hoard. I can say it. It's fine. I'm probably not gonna get smited down by the Moon Mother. Lost my train of thought. Should I go range or melee for BFA? I personally always prefer range, but I don't think any... Oh, hi, Kat. Hello. I don't know if one is going to be particularly better than the other. What was I talking about? Before that? Lost it. No idea. Not a clue. Hi, Candy. Which mage tower skins are you going to farm before BFA comes out? Well, I got Shadow Priest and I got Resto Druid. I might try, I think I'm probably going to seriously try for Holy Priest because I have everything I need to make that probably pretty easy. I have no good excuse not to do it. And then I have a list of other ones that I would kind of like to do, but I honestly don't think I'm going to really put a whole lot of effort into it. Hi. For the Alliance, thanks, Timmy. Have you obtained a rare mount on the first try? First try? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember which mounts I got lucky with, because I feel like most people that have farmed quite a few mounts have at least one experience that they got a little bit unseasonably lucky with, but I can't remember which one it was. I know I've had some pets that have been like that. I've gotten really lucky with a couple of pets. But you always remember the ones that you weren't lucky with. You always remember the ones that you had to farm for like years. And then the ones that just kind of happened, I think, are more forgettable even. Hazel, thanks, Ryan. I forgot to open mine for weeks, stopped doing Mythic Plus. Oh, that's right, I was talking about my bizarre dream. Randomly tried to click in the chest one day and I got a legendary in it. There you go, it was just waiting for you. I got a transmog cloak, but I did not get a... Is this necessary? She's rubbing her face on my desk now. Are you marking it? Do you love it? Do you love my desk more than me? Hi, what's that? What's up, Buttercup? Are you jealous that the camera is on the fish? You can at any time. Oh, hi. Oh, goodness. Here. I've made things very crooked. At any time, you can sleep in your bed, and I will get a camera on you, and you can be like a movie star. It's the same thing. Yeah, hi. And then the other dream, there was like a lot of different parts to it. But at one point, I was like at a big dinner with a lot of people that I've seen recently, like on streams or whatever. I'm watching a lot of Overwatch League. So somebody there was Zoe, who's like one of the announcers for Overwatch League. She was at this dinner. And she, like, I had made these gingerbread cookies, and I gave her one, and it had like a lot of icing on it, so I was a little worried, because like, that's a lot of sugar, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you diabetes. And she ate the cookie, and she's like, man, that's a really good cookie, thanks. Next time I see you, I'll get you with a nice hard-boiled egg, because she had hard-boiled eggs, and she wanted to make me one. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be great, because I didn't want to be rude. But I don't like hard-boiled eggs at all. I think they smell awful. I don't want any part of them. And I was just trying to like figure out how on earth I was going to eat this hard-boiled egg to be polite. She didn't have one right then. It was just gonna